Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Well, yesterday we had a couple short articles for you. Today we have a longer one of them, and this one is called One of the Worst Sounds in the World.
我们的中文标题是引人站立的黑板之音，会让你发抖的那种黑板的声音。
Okay, let's find out not only more about chalk and erasers and blackboards and fingernails, but some research done that surprises some people but doesn't surprise most people. If you could keep only one of your 5 primary senses, touch, smell, hearing, sight, and taste, which would it be? What a horrible question! Think of it as a thought experiment. Given that the verb see can replace know or understand, as in, I see what you're saying, sight may be the most important of the 5 primary senses. On the other hand, judging from how many people everywhere listen to music on their smartphones these days, hearing cannot be far behind. In any case, pleasant and unpleasant emotions can be connected to all 5 senses. Most would agree that the sounds of flowing water or a baby laughing are pleasant to hear. Many would also agree that the sounds of screeching vehicle brakes or a mosquito are not. In a study, researchers arranged for subjects to listen to a wide variety of sounds. From a long list, the participants rated fingernail scratching along a chalkboard as the most unpleasant sound. People who have been schooled in classrooms with chalkboards would likely agree. The sound actually makes many people shiver. Scientists wanted to know why. They monitored their subjects' reactions to fingernails scratching a blackboard in terms of stress levels. They found that the scratching sound changed the participants' skin conductivity considerably. Previous research had revealed a close relationship between skin conductivity and the part of the brain that registers negative emotions. The new study confirmed that this scratching sound did cause a physical stress reaction. Maybe this explains why whiteboards and markers are quickly replacing blackboards and chalk.
Actually, that's the dust issue, but it's interesting. The most interesting thing to me about this article is that there's a relationship between skin conductivity and the part of your brain that registers negative emotions. That is super interesting.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, I never thought about that before. Anyways, our article starts off by saying, if you could keep only one of your 5 primary senses, wow, what a question. The question is not horrible because it's asking you which one is most important. The question is horrible because it's asking you to cut out 4/5 of your sensory experience as a human being, which, no.
Yeah, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Not someone inhuman.
It is a horrible question.
Yeah. 好，所以呢，这个地方呢，这个问题是说，如果你只能留下一个你的主要的5个感官primary 就是主要的 principle 你主要的这 principle 主要的要注意那个拼法是 principal 不是 ple 的话变成原则，主要的是 pal 那我想这个怎么记呢？我的记法是然后 A 最大嘛。所以它是主要的，所以是 PAL。那 PLE 的话，一是算后面的，比 A 还要小，所以那个不是我们主要的意思所以这样记。好，所以呢，我们主要的5个感官呢，就 touch 就是触觉，smell 就是嗅觉 ，hearing 就是听觉 ，sight 就是视觉，然后呢 ，taste 是我们的味觉。所以我们的主要的5个感官里面，如果只能留下一个的话 ，which would it be 好，为什么用 would 呢？因为这是假设语气那这个我们刚刚就在开玩笑说，哇，这个如果说他问题问的是哪一个最重要的话，那感觉又不一样。但这里是说你只能留一个的话那到底是你要留哪一个呢？我们就是这个问题很恐怖，所以我们刚刚开玩笑，这篇文章谁写的 那不是谁，就是我们 Bruce 老师写的。所以呢，这里我们就讲说 What a horrible question 啊，这个问题真是恐怖啊 ，horrible 就是 causing horror 啊，让你觉得很恐怖啊，这样的一个问题。
Moving right along, think of it is this question, this unusual question, as a thought experiment. This is a relatively new term, at least for me, in which we imagine some situation which forces us or asks us to consider something that we are not likely to think of on our own, and yet it may have practical use, it may have emotional value, it may have fun in trying to think of an answer.
It may just be entertaining. But yeah,
Right.
thought experiments are great. My thought experiment is this. Which would you rather be allergic to, air or food?
Food.
Wow, you're the first person that answered that. All of my 11-year-olds all say air, and they don't even hesitate.
好，所以呢，这个地方呢，这个讲到刚刚我们在谈的就是所谓的这个 thought experiment 啊，是思想的实验啊。这个指的是说，用想象力去想象一些现实中没有办法做到，或者是没有做到的一些事情啊，让你去思考一下，这思考训练的工具啊。例如说 Angela 老师讲说，他会问他学生说，你会对哪一个过敏呢？是食物还是空气啊？那这个 Bruce 老师说他会想到是食物比较会过敏啊。那这个 Angela 说，可是他的学生呢，11岁的学生通通都说是空气啊，所以这也是一个 thought experiment。因为事实上我们不太可能会对空气或者是食物，也不可能所有的食物都过敏啊。好，所以这个地方呢，这个文章就告诉我们说，这个问题很恐怖嘛，因为问你说你如果只能保留一个，你要留哪一个？那他就跟你讲说 think of it， 就把这个问题想成怎么样 as 把它想成一个 thought experiment， 一个思想的实验。
Which would you give up?
Food or air? Oh, no, of the 5 senses.
Hard one, isn't it?
I can't give up any of them. I like them all.
Yeah， 这个真的很难选啊，你很难选到底要放弃哪一个，因为这五种知觉都非常的棒，都是这个人非常得天独厚的一种天赋。
Well, I would choose hearing.
You'd rather hear than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I could listen to our program.
Oh.
Nice plug. Well done.
所以这 Bruce 老师说他要留下这个听觉啊，因为他这样可以听我们的节目啊，好感人哦。
But we would never get an article from you again unless you're using voice-assisted technology.
Which your 11-year-old students could teach me.
Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
Where are we?
Given that,
the verb see can replace know or understand, as in, I see what you're saying. Sight may be the most important of the 5 primary senses. Now, we were just kidding around with which one would you choose? Well, they're all difficult to let go. But it's a thought experiment. If you really thought about it, it would help you to appreciate better
What you'd be giving up.
Exactly. The value of these 5 senses.
OK， 所以 given that 就有鉴于the verb see 就是这个动词 see 这个动词呢，它可以 replace， 它可以取代，可以 take the place of know 就知道跟 understand 了解所以因为里面呢 see 这个动词呢，它有的时候可以表示 know， 也可以表示 understand 的意思as in 例如在这个句子里面 I see what you're saying， 就是我懂你所说的，那这个时候这个 see 是 understand 或者 know 的意思因为这样子 given that 有鉴于这个事实呢， sight 我们的视觉 maybe 有可能是 the most important 是最重要的 of the 5 primary senses， 这5个主要这个感官里面呢，我们的视觉也许是最重要的，因为它可以取代 know 或者是 understand。
On the other hand, judging from how many people everywhere listen to music on their smartphone these days, smartphones these days, hearing cannot be far behind. Man, those S's are so pesky. I've realized how much we use S on everything in English to denote so many different things.
所有格
Yeah.
复数第三人单数
Yeah.
现在是
Also
Possessive.
Yeah， 还有 ASS when you wanna be rude.
Oh.
OK，
Moving
Moving right along. So on the other hand means looking at it from a different point of view. If you judge from or you use something to judge or make a decision, if you see how many people listen to music, hearing is probably just as important as seeing to lots of people.
好，所以另外一方面呢 ，judging from 就是根据什么什么来判断，根据 how many people everywhere 世界各地有多少的人 listen to music 在听音乐on their smartphones， 那注意那个介系词 on 就是用手机听音乐，全世界有很多人，各地都有人在用手机听音乐。那 these days 就是这年头那刚刚这个 Angel 老师开玩笑说，这个地方 smartphones these days 好几个 s 的声音其实这个声音大家要念习惯，因为英文里面的这个 s 声音很常见我们刚刚讲所有格名词的复数这个等等的所以大家要念习惯所以这么多人在用手机听音乐所以呢这个 hearing听觉呢 cannot be far behind， 就是不可能落后太多，也就是相去不会太远。
In any case, anyway, pleasant and unpleasant emotions can be connected to all 5 sentences. No matter which one you choose, or 2 or 3 or none, you have to admit that our senses are very important in both good and bad ways. Sometimes we see things we would love to forget to have seen.And so on.
Yeah, 所以 in any case 这个无论如何 pleasant 愉快的跟 unpleasant 不愉快的 emotions 的情绪呢 can be connected to 都可以跟什么联系呢？跟什么产生关联呢？跟我们这五官5种感官都能够产生关联，所以愉快不愉快我们5种感官都可以感觉到，都有不同的情况。
Now, most people would agree that the sounds of flowing water flowing by in a river or stream, or a baby laughing, these sounds are pleasant to hear.
好，那 most would agree 就大多数人都会同意呢 the sounds of 什么的声音呢 flowing water 就是流水在流动的水的声音或者是 a baby laughing 或者是一个婴儿的笑声一个正在笑的婴儿，这些声音呢 are pleasant to hear 听起来让你会觉得很愉快。
Many would also agree that the sounds of screeching vehicle brakes or a mosquito are not.
The worst sound when you are falling asleep is the sound of a mosquito doing a flyby your ear.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Few things get me out of bed, but that is one of them.
It
So
brings you to
annoying.
tears or the point of extreme anger or
Yeah.
both.
好，所以你快要睡着的时候，一只蚊子在你耳边呢嗡嗡叫，那个是非常 annoying 的一个声音大多数人大概都会起床打那个蚊子像我的话，我就会放个电蚊拍在耳朵旁边。
Really?
Yeah. 然后那个蚊子再近的话，啪！哇！
It goes from the worst to the best sound in the world.
Yes, and I might add, what a masterful stroke that was by the author, because in the last sentence of the last paragraph, we were talking about pleasant and unpleasant emotions, and that leads so gracefully into the next paragraph.
Exactly. Who's this article by again? OK， 好，所以呢，这个地方我们讲到说这个，所以刚刚讲到好听的声音，但是呢 ，most would also agree， 大概也会同意说 ，the sounds of 什么声音呢 ？Screeching 就是很尖锐刺耳的声音，什么东西尖锐刺耳的声音呢 ？Vehicle brakes 就是车辆刹车的那个尖锐的声音。或者是怎么样 ？The sounds of a mosquito， 一个蚊子的声音，这两种声音大家都会同意 ，are not， 就是 are not pleasant to the ear， 那个 pleasant to the ear 删除掉了，所以这两种声音我们听起来大家都觉得不舒服。
Now, in a study, researchers arranged for subjects to listen to a wide variety of sounds. Imagine being one of these subjects, and you come in and you're like, great, give me sounds to listen to. And they're like, great, you can hear chalkboard. And they're like, no.
And mosquito.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And Wesley comes prepared with a spray can.
Yeah.
It's not working on this microphone.
所以呢，我们看到说这个在这个 study 里面呢 ，researchers arranged 安排you arrange for someone to do something 所以这个地方 arrange for subjects 就是这些受试者所以他安排这些受试者干嘛呢 ？To listen 去听 to a wide variety of sounds， 让他们听各种各样不同的声音啊。A wide variety of，a variety of 已经是各式各样不同的了。那 a wide variety 表示这个范围非常的广，而且这个不同的这个程度还蛮大的哈。各式各样的声音让他们去听。
From a long list of sounds, the participants rated fingernails scratching along a chalkboard as the most unpleasant sound.So the research found that maybe there were 20 or 30 or even more different kinds of sounds. The one that upset them the most was the old fingernails along the chalkboard sound.
所以 from a long list 啊，从一个很长的单子里面啊，那这个 list 就是 list of sounds。那为什么我们把这个 of sounds 省略掉呢？有一个原因是因为这个句子后面又出现了一个 sound 哈，这个句子的句尾 unpleasant sound， 所以一个句子里面出现两个名词，叫同样一个名词在一个句子里面出现两次，通常在英文里面呢，就是能避免就避免。好，那这个地方我们把这个 a long list of sounds 把 of sounds 拿掉，对这个意义没有影响，所以这个地方就不会把这个 of sounds 写出来。好，你如果写出来的话，听起来会觉得有点怎么这个 sound 重复了2次的声音啊？好，所以从一个很长的声音的名单的一个单子里面呢 ，the participants 这些参加者啊，也就是刚刚讲的 subjects。啊，他们 rated 就是评分或者评定啊，他们评定呢 fingernails 指甲 scratching along a chalkboard 指甲 scratch 刮啊，指甲沿着黑板刮这样子的声音呢 as 是啊，所以 rate something as 什么东西啊，所以这里 rate 这个声音 as the most unpleasant sound， 把这个声音评定成为最让人不舒服的声音 unpleasant 就让人不舒服。
Now, people who have been schooled in classrooms, who have been educated in classrooms with chalkboards, would likely agree. The people who have experienced this would definitely agree, because the sound actually makes many people shiver. It makes shivers go up their spine.
好，所以呢，他说 people 啊 who have been schooled 在这里就 educated 啊，就上过学的啊，尤其是在 in classrooms 在教室里面上过学的人啊，那怎么样？那尤其这 classroom 是什么样的 classrooms 呢？是 classrooms with chalkboards， 就是里面有黑板的教室，因为现在有的教室里面已经没有黑板了，已经用白板了哈。但是曾经上学的时候用过那种有黑板的教室的人呢，would likely agree 哈 ，likely 就是 probably agree 就是同意，所以换句话说，有那种在有黑板的教室里面上过课的人，大概会同意，因为他们听到那个声音，大概很多人都觉得很难过哈。然后呢，接下来讲 the sound 这个声音呢 ，actually 其实真的会 makes 会让 many people 很多人 shiver 就是颤抖啊，这个 shake slightly 啊，而且这个 uncontrollably 啊，你没办法控制的，通常是as a result of being cold 啊，可能冷的会 shiver， 还有 frightened 吓到了也会 shiver 啊，或者 excited 有的时候也会 shiver。Okay,
our last paragraph. Scientists wanted to know why the sound actually makes many people shiver and why so many people rated or considered fingernail scratching on a chalkboard to be the worst sound in the world.
好，那这个科学家们 wanted to know why， 他们想要知道为什么这个声音会让大家觉得这么讨厌啊？为什么这个声音会让大家觉得会 shiver 会颤抖？
They monitored their subjects' reactions to fingernails scratching a blackboard in terms of stress levels. Again, my heart goes out to these poor subjects.
Yeah.
But basically, they put some sort of electrodes on the people. They monitored them. They monitored their reactions. They found out what their physiological reactions were, which means the physical reactions, not their mental reactions.
生理反应 yeah. 好，那刚刚这个 Angela 讲到 my heart goes out to 意思呢，就是我很同情他们的意思不是说我的心跑到他们那边去的是同情的意思。所以各位要学中文里面我很同情他们，那个同情不一定要到 sympathize 你常常就直接说 my heart goes out to 某人就可以了好，所以这地方讲到说 they monitored 他们监看他们的 subjects 这些受试者的 reactions 他们的反应那 reaction 加了 s， 因为他们绝对不会只看到一个反应。好，那对于什么的反应呢？ The subjects' reactions to fingernails scratching the blackboard 对于这个用指甲刮过黑板这样的声音对这样的声音的这样的一个反应然后呢，从哪个角度来观察他们的反应呢？ In terms of 就是 以什么什么的观点啊，从他们的 stress level 他们的这个压力的指数压力的程度来看啊，来观察他们对于指甲画过黑板的反应。
They found that the scratching sound changed the participants' skin conductivity considerably, or a lot. Skin conductivity is the condition of your skin or the situation of your skin during different kinds of stresses.
Well, also, it basically means that how it passes electricity along it.
所以其实 skin conductivity 指的就是皮肤的导电率啊，它传导的这个状况啊。那所以我们看到说，他们发现到呢，这个刮的这个声音呢，会改变这些受测者他们的皮肤的导电率，而且不是光改变而已，是改变的是 considerably 是可观的改变by a notably large amount 的意思，也就是 greatly 的意思。
Now, previous research had revealed a close relationship between skin conductivity and the part of the brain that registers negative emotions. What's a close relationship mean? It means that when one thing happens, one other thing is very likely to happen. It's not an exact relationship, but it's very close. So how much electricity your skin conducts is related to the part of the brain that registers negative emotions. And I want a whole article on just this.But I'll have to Google later.
Yeah. 好，所以呢，这个先前的研究 previous research had revealed 已经显露啊 ，reveal 就是 make known to others 啊，通常是之前别人不知道的事情，现在告诉大家了啊。所以先前的研究告诉我们说呢，有一个 a close relationship 啊 ，revealed a close relationship between A and B， 就是透露了 A 跟 B 之间有一个很紧密的关系的意思啊。那什么东西有紧密的关系呢？这个 A 就是 skin conductivity， 皮肤的导电率跟什么有关呢？跟什么有密切的关系呢？跟 the part of the brain， 我们脑袋的那一部分，负责什么部分呢？负责什么的那一部分呢？负责 registers negative emotions。好 ，register 这个字呢，它是通常指仪器侦测到 detect 到，而且自动显示那在这里其实就是说，我们大脑呢会侦测到，会这个感受到负面情绪的那一个部分 negative emotions 所以之前的研究已经告诉我们，在我们的皮肤导电率跟我们大脑负责感受感知负面情绪的那一部分，这两个东西之间有一个 close relationship.
The new study confirmed it showed that something was true, that this scratching sound did cause a physical stress reaction.This close relationship could actually be measured. It's not all in the ear. It actually affects the skin as well.
好，我们看到这个新的研究 confirmed that 它证实了这一个 scratching sound 这个刮的这个声音呢 did 是强调加强语气，真的 cause 造成了一个 a physical stress reaction 一个身体上面的 stress reaction 就是压力的反应所以真的它会造成身体的压力反应。
Maybe this explains why whiteboards and markers are quickly replacing blackboards and chalk.
那也许 this explains why 就是它可以解释什么什么事情，也就是说，也许这就是什么什么的原因了所以这是什么的原因呢？这就是为什么 whiteboards 白板还有 markers 白板笔are quickly 很快的正在取代 replacing blackboards。这个黑板还有 chalk 还有粉笔所以大概这个原因。当然另外我们都知道还有一个很重要的原因，就是这个白板笔没有灰尘。
So if you're in a classroom and there's a chalkboard with chalk and someone wants to be a little naughty and does the fingernail trick, and if you react negatively to it, you're not alone.
所以 you're not alone。 如果有这种你对于这个黑板这种噪音你觉得很恐怖，觉得很不喜欢的话你不是唯一的一个，还有很多人跟你一样。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson. We'll be back next week with another and then another and another before the end of the month. Until those